with Nick Mallett and Bob Skinstad joining me and more CDC tonight. Bob, 365 days. World Cup is around the corner.
It is around the corner, and you know how quickly it goes. I mean, we're going into December holidays pretty soon, end of year tour. You know, the guys will wipe the sleep out of their eyes and they'll be prepping for a World Cup, looking at a squad that's about to be announced. Exciting times, good preparation times, good mental preparation times. Remember, we've never lost to New Zealand at a World Cup. They're the #1 team in the world, and we've got them at home twice between now and the World Cup. Nobody else has got that run in.
Good time to get ready for that. Nick, a couple of players will be on the fringes. This is a good time to start thinking about putting your hand up.
Well, you know, definitely, I think next year's Super Rugby campaign is very important. Obviously, Heineke is a guy who likes the experienced campaigners, but I think the youngsters can push hard for that to get into that squad of 30-odd for the World Cup. The point that Bob makes about the All Blacks is really important. We've got them twice at home. And I really believe that we need to beat them at least once in those two games, preferably twice. And then if we can beat them twice on the way to the World Cup, we can just remind them that they've never beaten us at a World Cup. And that'll maybe help if we get through and front up against them in the semi-finals.
And hopefully that record will continue for well into the future. Well, we've been crying since that loss to the All Blacks, and a lot of talk has happened, Mots, in the past couple of days. And the fans also coming up with today's big topic.
Yeah, the fans are actually dictating the conversation as far as Facebook and Twitter is concerned. So they've put their tissues down and are trying to find some solutions to the problems as far as the green and gold is concerned. And this is one of them, Sean Moodley. The All Blacks were not at their best due to pressure applied by the box and breakdowns. We forced them into mistakes and took them on up front and matched their intensity for some periods of play. However, we couldn't land the killer blow. Do we actually know how to beat them? Or are we too nervous to do it? Or is it the immense self-belief that this All Blacks team have in their abilities and game plans?
Well, we certainly hope they can bounce back after that. We saw some really encouraging signs, particularly against the All Blacks.
You know, can they bounce back? It's not even a question for me. Of course they can bounce back. They've got they've got a fantastic squad. They've got a lot of injuries as well. You know, we're missing a couple of top-line players. I think we're missing Jacques Fourie a lot. You know, marshalling that defence. He covers about 3 channels. For me, we just gave the All Blacks too much space on the counter-attack, and they ate up the metres towards our line a little bit too much. But we defended beautifully. When we were within 4 points of them, and we butchered 2 scoring opportunities in the last 2 minutes. I think they were the better side, and they had a deserved win at home. But against the All Blacks at home, a 4-point win by them is not something you go crying home about. It's something you build on.
Yeah, you say they missed Jacques Fourie. I think they miss Fourie Dupree even more. You know, I think it's our key players are number 9. The quality of the ball that he gives to our forward runners and his decision making is so important. I mean, just the last move by Hougaard going blind. Bob, you know, had Fourie been there, he never would have gone into that short space with Loot de Jager and allowed the All Blacks to tackle him out. Exactly, he would have come back towards the open side and given us another crack at scoring a try because it wasn't on around the corner. Just small things like that. We're really missing him.
Talking about missing injured players, Ruan Pienaar is now injured, Francois Louw is now injured. Ruan was starting to play some really good rugby, and Flo's always been pretty good. So 2 big losses is going to make it tougher to bounce back.
Well, I think that you know, the Ruan and the Fourie Dupree, those are our 2 most experienced scrum halves. So whether it's going to be Hougaard or you know, Reinach will get a run, I'm not absolutely certain. Probably go with Hougaard and give him a bash against Australia. And then Francois Louw is very unlucky. He's been playing very well. He's really plays towards the ball, makes a lot of tackles. And I think Marcel Coetzee, quite frankly, will go across to that blind side. And then it's going to be between Mohoje or Schalk. And I think, you know, for Australia, I think you've got to give Mohoje a go. It's, you know, you can't keep jumping over him by bringing on Jean Smith, you've jumped over him. Bring on Warren Whiteley, you jumped over him. Now we're bringing Schalk, you're jumping over him. You know, I just think Schalk needs to be eased back into it off the bench. He can cover 6, 7 and 8. Give Mohoje a bash against Australia. Let's see what he can do.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, let's not leave the elephant in the room here. Is Mohoje going to think he's a token player in the squad if he keeps getting leapt over? I think he's fantastic. I love the way that he's been playing in the Currie Cup and Super Rugby. I think he deserves a crack. Let's see what he can do. He's an unknown to anyone you're playing against. Sure. He's carried the ball beautifully, and he's a big, strong guy. I'd love to see.
And he's good in the lineup.
I'm a Schalkberger fan. I have been forever. Schalk's just been in Japan. Ease him back in off the bench, you know, if you have to. But give this the youngster a crack.
And there's a good thing that he's been involved with the squad now for 3 to 4 weeks. And he was involved in the June test. So the guy's had a lot of experience.